Pasta!
Pasta.
ALPHANUMERIC.
ReBoot! What's a gnat? You're prepared for a giant monster made entirely of nulls stomping around mainframe?
I've always wanted to do that.
How do you plan for that?
Is this still happening? Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of ALPHANUMERIC, the Reboot podcast where we discuss every episode of Reboot from Season 1 to Season 4. Even that other one we don't talk about much. Well, maybe. Who cares? I am your host, A.P. Snidler.
And I am another host, Christopher Siege.
And I am the lastest host, NeoCal.
Today we're going to be discussing Episode 3, which is called...
When Games Collide.
Yes.
It's the third episode of Season 2 of Reboot. It originally aired in Canada on September 14th, 1995. Cal, why didn't you get us started on the episode?
Yeah.
All right. We're in a cool dude game.
It's a very cool
Yeah.
dude game. Yep.
Yeah.
We got some Beast Wars ass sounding music playing.
This is...
Yep.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
This music straight up sounds like the maximal flute, tranquil flute music that plays.
It plays all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of the whole Beast Wars vibe, there's two moons in this game world.
I saw
Oh
that.
shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. This is a weird, janky ass game, and I actually think it's kind of uninspired and shitty. It looks like the user is playing an on-rails shooter. Do you know what I mean? Like House of the Dead or something.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that, but that's totally what's happening.
Yeah, because it can't move from the areas that he's in. So it's totally an on-rails shooter. But the user being this weird, alien-ass looking, samurai helmet.
I was just gonna say, it looks like a floating samurai helmet with little mechanical, mechanical crab legs coming out.
He's floating around like a drone, and he has a big disadvantage. Man, I can't remember when or where, but Christopher and I had talked about Heavy Metal Magazine at some point.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And Bob and Dot and Enzo they look like something on a cover of Heavy Metal Magazine. Jesus, the chromatic full body suits reflecting the purple sun. This is some...
Yeah.
They kind of look like aliens in aliens in a 50s B movie.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like
I was gonna say this whole game is some Outrun bullshit. Aesthetic as fuck.
Yeah, so the aesthetic of the game is presumably some other planet, since there's 2 moons, although it could be planet Energon. We don't know. And there's this there's a bunch of stone pillars, and they seem to be what looks like in the ruins of a stone town.
Rome.
In Aztec,
ancient Rome or something.
I got just generic ancient ruin vibes, right? Because there's heads in the background. They have 3 eyes, right?
Oh yeah.
There's some Aztec looking broken down structures, right? So it could be Greece, could be it's just why it's planet Energon before the Beast Wars started. Fuck, even all the binomes stuck in the game are chrome.
Yeah, chromed up.
Yeah, it's they're not even wearing clothing. They're just naked and covered in chrome, because their skin has the exact same texture as where their clothing bits would be. They are confident, naked purple people.
Yeah, I think I have that. Heavy Metal magazine from the 80s, actually. You know how, like, oh man, it's hard to describe unless you've read a lot of them, but like, there's this kind of like, sometimes it'll show art from, like experimental, like 3D, like graphics, and it like, and with like drawn or painted backgrounds, and it looks shitty, but only in the way that can be described if you read heavy metal.
So, listeners,
Right.
if you're wondering what Cal is talking about, just go read Heavy Metal magazine.
There you go.
While you listen to this podcast,
Need to be okay with dicks and wieners and heads being chopped off, but
There's a lot of that in heavy metal.
I mean, who isn't? So yeah, Bob, Dot, and Enzo are like sneaking around with really badly with like things that kind of look like super soakers.
Yeah.
They're hiding behind a pillar, and they come around and like they're trying to sneak across, and they look like they're just kind of floating across the ground.
Bad.
Yeah,
it looks it's probably one of the worst animation effects I've seen.
I need to go back and
worst ambush I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they're just kind of floating.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
And why I think it's an on-rails shooter is because as the user looks around, he keeps like sliding, and he sees like they don't even stand a chance of not being seen.
Yeah.
He sees them, but he can't like shoot over the like shoulder-high wall they're hiding behind.
Yeah.
So they have the advantage in that they can fully move around in this 3D world, but the user is just kind of this like floating drone that can't move.
So yeah, they're ducked behind this like chest high wall, and Bob's like on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and they all like stand up and start shooting at the user. Yeah. Except if you look, they're actually not shooting at the user; they're shooting beside him.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
in this game they have horrible aim.
They're shooting beside the user in that one shot.
The all the binomes in the game jump out and shoot the user at the same time.
Yeah,
man, I like how they look. I don't like. Anyways, we jump over. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a tough one, Bob says, and I'm like, how? The user is like 30 feet wide and he's not moving.
Yeah, he's like,
you have the advantage of cover, and he can't shoot
not
through
to
the cover.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, why doesn't Bob just like run over underneath of him and be like glitch bomb?
Well, there's a common theme that I've noticed in this as well as other games that like the user has a weak point, like a button on their head,
right?
Which we're gonna get into after the next scene.
I was like, which may come up later.
Yeah, it has like a button on its head that insta kills it. What was the one with the knights and the dragons? Like Enzo like threw his like little megaphone when he was like the princess, he like nailed like this button, his weak point.
Oh, the
that,
icon.
Like Dot had, that little icon.
Yeah.
And like ended up like killing him and ninjaing the XP,
attacking its weak point for massive damage.
They had to flip him on its back first.
Hey, this is kind of a giant enemy crab, so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so
about an E3 meme, Aiden, if we're
I'm sorry?
Talking about an E3 meme? A PlayStation meme? Never mind.
From literally 15 years ago now.
Talking about a meme
I've probably seen it.
Just one of the E3s where they showcased the PS3, and it was... You know how every once in a while one of the consoles has an abysmal like E3 presentation, and Xbox and PlayStation takes turns on being the bad one?
Yeah, they do. They really do. That time it was PlayStation's turn.
And it was
Ridge Racer.
You remember that really bad racing game, right, everyone? Right? It's Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
And anyways, yeah, one of their things was like the PS3 was $1,000 fucking dollars. Not actually, it was what, $499?
$599
I always
dollars.
underestimate it. $599 US. And the announcer almost cringed when he had to announce it. Like he hesitated. So not only was it like $150 more than the competing Microsoft 360 console, it just had no games.
Yeah.
like Ridge Racer, and
Yeah.
they were showcasing it. I can't even remember what game it was.
Okay.
Onimusha or something weird like that, and like they were talking in detail about like flipping
I think it was Genji or something.
Genji. There you go. I
Yeah.
always mix those two up. And Genji, wow. And something about flipping. The gameplay was like, oh, you have to flip this giant enemy crab.
Oh,
It
was because the guy was like, we're going to be recreating ancient Japanese battles with like historical accuracy, and then in the next breath he was like, and here we have a giant enemy crab. And then he's
Pretty
like,
classic.
he's like, you have to fight it strategically. You have to be very strategic in how you combat enemies in this game. You attack its weak point for massive damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we have a giant enemy crab.
Yep. So we're outside the game now, and Hack and or Slash are carrying what looks to be like a giant mechanical leech.
Yep.
On top of the GameCube.
App summary.
Yeah.
And they're bickering. They're saying some Hack or Slash bullshit.
And classic back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I like how the leech has a like it's plugged in somewhere. Right?
It's like it's like Evangelion. These giant ass mech robots that have huge power cords attached to them.
Oh, were those plugged in? I never watched. Oh.
Yeah.
What? Actually?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't realize.
I watched the Rebuild movies, but I never actually watched the show, which is blasphemy. But I'm not an anime person.
Neither have I. I know it's sacrilege.
I just want to point out to any listeners, if you're hearing things in the background, that is where I'm currently sitting on my friend's couch.
He's making it work, people.
In case anybody is wondering.
Special cameo to Aiden's friend's couch.
Yes, it's a nice green couch. Anyways, moving on.
He's a big supporter of the show. Mainly Aiden.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Literally.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. he's holding me up. Okay.
But anyways, Hack and Slash have their. Okay, so do they always have jetpacks, and I just never noticed until recently, or do they only have jetpacks sometimes?
They only have jetpacks when they need them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when they're flying, they have jetpacks, but on the ground, they don't usually have them unless they're going to take off into flight in that scene.
I feel like they should have a lot in season 1 too. Yeah. Like in the dump, they're chasing Bob around.
Oh yeah.
Great brain robbery where they're flying around the brain. A lot, apparently.
do they like summon them, or like do they have to fit them on their backs before they leave base?
I think they just pop out of their backs.
That'd be my guess.
Oh
yeah.
When they were inside the brain, they just like appeared on them, right?
Yeah.
They just like pop out.
It's pretty handy. I wish I had that.
There's nothing going on here. Megabyte's like, "Her, you fools, do the thing," and they're like, "Okay," and they throw the leech machine down.
Megabyte popped up on a vid window.
Status report
to yell at them.
Yeah.
I like they bicker about a button. No, you push it. No, you push it. Something bad happens every time I push it. Okay, fine. And it does exactly what the viewer would expect.
I love because the actual conversation that goes on is, how do you turn this thing on? And there's a big green button on it that says on.
And nothing else.
I just thought that was classic.
There's like nothing else on it. There's just a button and like a little lever.
But they drag it out for so long because how do you turn this thing on? And Hack goes, I used to know, but I don't remember. You made me forget. There's a button. You push the button.
You made me forget.
I laughed about that earlier when
I
was
love
watching
that
this.
so much.
That was actually a well-written back and forth.
Yeah.
I didn't need to yada yada that part, but Megabyte yelling at his cronies was a yada yada. And the power cord coming out of it has to be the longest power cord in existence.
Now, how big are games? How big are GameCubes?
They look pretty big.
At least the size of a sector.
Yeah, they're taller than all the buildings too, right?
Yeah.
And what they affect as it begins to leach
Well, they're-
energy?
Well, they're not as big as a sector though, because isn't a sector essentially a pie slice out of
yeah.
mainframe?
It's one of the
You're
pie
right.
slices.
Yeah.
A section of a sector. A sector.
Yeah. A block, yeah.
Yeah, a block.
A chunk,
basically, yeah.
if you will.
It's the size of a shopping mall.
That's it. A very big shopping mall.
So
A
for
very
whatever reason,
cubicle shopping mall.
West Edmonton saw.
for whatever reason, this is what's weird. Okay, so Megabyte is stealing energy. We don't know why, right? We jump back into the game, this weird like leech machine, and what's happening is the game itself is slowed down, but none of the sprites or binomes are slowed.
Yeah, it's
that is true. Yeah.
it's the game
Shouldn't it
itself
all
that's
be slowed.
Well, no, because it's the game itself that's losing power. It's not the sprites.
But they're
Oh
in the
yeah.
game.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
But they're external entities in it, so yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the user's having some mega lag, and he's gonna blame losing this one
Mega
on.
lag, bro.
He's gonna blame this one on lag. Even the binomes are like, "What the fuck?"
I love when Bob looks at his glitch and he says stats, and then he just says something is slowing the game down. And by this point, I would have just said
Captain Obvious.
I think we just know.
Hey man, that was a
Like-
worthy
Well,
use
thanks,
of
glitch.
glitch. Because
Yeah.
1 out of 4 uses he has before he has to recharge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses it haphazardly, I gotta say. Especially now that we figured out it can run out of energy.
Yeah.
So Enzo is standing in front of the user and holding his gun like a baseball bat, and the user shoots a ball of energy at Enzo very slowly, and Enzo hits it back at him like a baseball.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, home run. The user is defeated. Game
Hits him-
over.
Hits him
Weak
right on the
point for
button.
massive damage, by the way.
Yeah.
And so
Online
they're-
drive is what he yells, which is very clever, I thought. When I
Oh
was
yeah. I
younger.
completely missed that.
Yeah.
So the game's over, and Enzo is like, hey, I like baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I also like colors. And I like tuna salad.
I like baseball. I feel like you were defensive for a moment. Why did you say you like baseball? Did Snidler say something
I like baseball.
that briefly made fun of it for a second?
No,
I don't.
I didn't mean to sound defensive at all.
I was just like,
I mean, it was like random. Like
baseball
that come
puns,
from?
you know.
Yeah.
Little line drive.
I
it's
like
online
baseball.
drive.
And
Oh, I
dogs.
like baseball. How dare you?
How dare?
How dare I?
I was pitcher back in my day. When I used to play.
sat in the dugout back in my day.
And what's
I
going on
cheered.
here? There's a lot of, but I bet you cheered better than anyone else. God damn it!
My participation ribbon is in the mail.
To this day.
Yeah, to this
That's
day.
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's for me.
this-
Damn it.
It's for me.
Actually, no, the doorbell ring. It is for me. Hold on,
Oh.
just two seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. But what's going on here? Like Enzo freaks out because he actually won a game. So
Yeah,
that implies that's
yeah,
the first time.
yeah. He's like, "Wow, I won a game," and Bob's like, "Yeah, but why?" Which I'm like, "Nice,
Ouch.
nice, Bob, nice."
Yeah, but why?
yeah, what was
If the
going
user
wrong?
wasn't full rotundo, that would have never have happened.
Yeah, what was going wrong with the game that Enzo actually won?
Doesn't say congrats, man. But more importantly, like he's just like, huh, that's strange.
Yeah. So Dot gets out her iPad and calls Fong up and is like, "Hey, did you detect an energy drain during the game?" And Fong is like, "Yes,
did."
yes, I did, as a matter of fact." And so one of the cops calls Dot and says something's going down, and she's like, "I'll be right there." So they all throw out their zip boards, and it makes the exact same sound effect that Black Arachnia makes whenever she transforms.
That's the sound?
Yeah.
Do all we're talking about the TV show by the same company, Mainframe.
Yeah.
They made a show called Beast Wars. And Black Arachnia is a character. But you pointed out that they have different transforming audio cues. Do they all have like slightly different ones? Or do some of them...
Oh yeah, totally.
Huh, shit, I never noticed that. And that's specifically Black Arachnia's?
Yeah, that like whoosh sound that it makes when they throw their zip boards out here is the same sound that Black Arachnia makes when she transforms in Beast Wars.
I wonder how many of their like audio assets they snuck into Beast Wars.
I'm sure many. I mean, they straight up like basically took music from this episode and put it into like half of the
peaceful tribal flute music.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, you do what you got to do to get those beast machines fighting each other.
Oh, I still hear TV programming. They're like, oh, like little sound effects. I'll be like, oh, I know where that's from.
Oh yeah, like stock sound effects. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one I notice are the two different screams.
Sounds of people eating chips.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot too. That's my favorite sound bite.
I'm not eating chips this time.
It almost sounded like it.
That was super loud. I had no idea it was that.
It was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. You were saying about screaming sound effects. You're probably talking about the Wilhelm scream and the other one that's like,
yeah, remember Yeah, you just did it. Yeah. Christopher and I had discussed this before, the Howie scream.
Oh, I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah, and I always recognized the Howie scream, and I felt like nobody else, like everybody knows the Wilhelm scream, but I felt like nobody else noticed the Howie scream. And
What was the Howie scream?
Yeah, it's the kind of I'll just link. You know what?
I'm gonna put both of them into this episode.
Put it into the episode.
Yeah, do
it.
Yeah. There you go. I just linked you to the those two screams and with examples of it. But yeah, once you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that is in everything. Literally, like video games and TV shows everywhere.
All right.
As my editing skills have gradually improved over the past like 6 months or so that we've been doing this, I've started actually like sneaking in sound effects into the episodes of our podcast.
That's awesome.
Because to me it's like, okay, so we're talking about a specific sound. Like it helps the listener out if I actually just put the sound in the episode.
Yeah, exactly. So now they have know exactly what we're talking about.
Because describing a sense is kind of hard to interpret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Aiden. I just linked it to you on the messenger. So you know what the hell we're talking about. But yeah, what's going on with the show? No Wilhelm screams. No chips being eaten. They zip off to underneath the principal office, which is that big like hole in the ground.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of CPUs there. I always get those mixed up. ABCs are megabytes forces, and the CPUs are mainframes cops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there's CPUs down there, and they go up to like this little building with like an electronic vault door on it, and and like Enzo's basically like, oh, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's Mainframe's archives. And how do we get in? Dot just says, what does she say?
She
Enter.
pulls up a
Password?
she pulls up a like a vid
voice
window.
recognition
Yeah.
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says
And I
her
think she just says her name.
yeah, she says her name and then it says her name back to her, which is funny because like the same voice actress does both of them.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of funny. But then
Yeah,
the
she
weird
says dot
effect.
matrix, it says dot matrix
Yeah,
back, like
matrix.
echoing her back. Voice analysis confirmed. And I'm
And
like,
so-
what the heck? Why her? Not Fong?
Well, I mean,
Well,
maybe she
Not
has
Bob?
access
I think
in
Dot-
addition to phone.
Dot
And Dot-
does know everything and know everyone, and I'm sure there's ways.
She kind of runs the place, see?
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the vault door opens, and there's a bunch of other like locks behind it in a sequence that is reminiscent of the intro to the '60s television show Get Smart.
Get smart. Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the archives are open. And Enzo is like, whoa, alphanumeric, heavy security. And they're like, go take a look, boy. And they all zip in there, and they get to like a big open spherical room that has a shitload of windows floating in it.
Yeah, just like layered off in the background, like for infinity.
Basically, transfinite parameters. As how
Yeah,
as,
something
as,
like
as
that.
Bob put it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But basically, there's something that happened during the game, and they almost lost the security field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drained most of the energy. Well, it affected. It was like what happens in town when there's like a transformer that blows, like all the power goes down, or they see lights flicker. Same thing happened in mainframe.
Yeah, and they're
Science.
suspicious, and they're like, "Huh? Well, what did it?" And they don't know.
Well,
And Bob
Yeah.
wants to get to the bottom of it. Dang it! And then it like cuts to a bunch like the
Oh, he- he mentions that the like power levels that were used to like try and get in like registered like 0.8 or something like that.
0.8 on the blar scale.
Yeah, on the Blargy scale.
That's quite energetic. Oh my god.
And she's like, and they're like 0.8. That's impossible. Nothing in mainframe can generate that kind of power.
Nothing.
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 Nothing can generate that kind of power in mainframe. And here we are.
As far as we know.
Spies. Or you
So-
know, something can. Something as generic as like a fucking machine
Yeah.
that they smuggled in.
No.
Yeah, so
Whatever.
they're in the sewer. Or we cut to the sewer, and a bunch of Megabytes cronies are there with a hover tank, and there's this one viral binom wearing a spy outfit, or like a trench coat and a hat, and he's like, "We almost made it. If we only had a little bit more juice, we'd have been through."
Yeah. It's got like this Cockney accent, like in Snatch.
And yeah, Megabyte's like, "Excellent. I'll see what I can do for you."
Yeah, he's like oddly like nice.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't his cronies that failed him this time. They just didn't have enough power.
Fair.
Trial
That's a
and error.
good point, yeah.
Even Megabyte knows trial and error, which is very surprising. He's a sore loser.
And Hack and
And-
Slash are on the job.
Yeah. And Megabyte is like, basically like, "All right, dipshits, be ready for when the next game comes."
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And usually you don't really get that many episodes where there are two games. So what I think is the user got pissed off that his last game like glitched. And he was like, "Oh man, fucking like lag." Lag can happen on a non-online game, right? Sure.
Yeah,
And,
depending on your provider, yeah.
depending on your hardware, like
That
if
too.
you're if you're trying to say run a game in 4K on ultra settings and you don't have like the best graphics card, bro, you're gonna get some serious slowdown.
Yeah, his frame rate is just went to shit, and that's different than lag. But he must have been angry and popped in another game right away. That's why I figure there's 2 games in such quick succession.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's go with that. And
Sure.
there's a scene with Frisket helping Enzo, and he's like, I like how Bob's like, I'm gonna go and try to discover what's up. And Enzo's like, ooh, I'm gonna come too. And he's like, no, you have the important job of checking the area. And I'm like, man, that is such a way to trick kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need you to stay here and like make sure there are no bad guys that come. And he's like, you got it, Bob. But the funny thing is, like, he actually gets to the bottom of it first.
Yep.
As
How ironic.
We'll see. Yeah. And we get to see, we cut to the Silicon Tour where they're assembling a Stargate? Yes?
Yes.
Like, actually, it even has runes on it.
Yeah.
It is straight up a Stargate, yeah, with like symbols all around the
And bells, apparently.
Does it have chevrons on it too?
I didn't see any. I went looking.
Oh, it totally does have chevrons on it.
Does
Yeah,
it?
this is literally a fucking Stargate.
Yeah.
What the hell are the chevrons? Looking.
And he's got his
I
like
don't
Frankenstein dude like managing the controls. Yeah.
It's got like a brick for a foot.
Yeah.
And it's got like a throbbing like
Arm
shoulder
hole
is like
thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've seen this guy before.
We have, yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
as graphic as this, but yeah, it was pretty yeah, we have seen it before. Oh yeah,
And,
the game. Yeah, sorry.
Enzo and Frisket jump into the sewers because Frisket smells something. So as that's happening, warning, incoming game.
Yes.
There's a game
Oh shit.
already.
What? Not again.
And Bob flies underneath, and it seems to land over the Silicon
Right
Tour.
on the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a war game.
Oh yeah, it does.
We were
too.
talking about this, weren't we? Like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it did, but I guess it did because I was
Yeah.
wondering. I'll talk about it when we actually
when we
get
get
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a Battlefield type game.
I was just gonna say. So we're playing Battlefield 1942, and
Slightly worse, but
Bob reboots, and we've got GI Bob again.
GI Bob. So presumably it's the exact same game as that other tank one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's like
just a different map.
Like
Yeah,
the user
just a
just
different
got bored with all the new games and had to go.
He's going back to one of the trusty regulars.
Exactly.
Yeah, but apparently he was new at that when we had seen them play before. Like he sucked at it. Oh, the tank shot just went through that tree. That should have blown up behind Bob. Huh.
So outside the
Never
GameCube,
noticed that.
Hack and or Slash are back with another leech. And
Yep.
they stick it on top of the GameCube and they press the button and push a lever all the way up to maximum. They're draining maximum burn. They're draining this game dry to the point that
Well, Fong gets a warning window.
Yeah.
that the game is going to crash because it's running out of power.
Yeah. So that's
And-
the thing.
Yeah, apparently. And another GameCube comes in and lands on top of it,
Right on top of it.
which
So
tells
it's like,
me,
yeah, he says manual restart.
yeah. So it tells me that the user got pissed off that his game slowed down, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'll try a different game." Just
Immediately, yeah.
Which is very relatable.
Oh yeah,
Nowadays.
And but the thing is, the other one hasn't crashed, and I don't fully yet.
The
So I don't know
70s,
what the-
80s, 90s, and today.
I don't know what the repercussions are because like they're still in the game when this new one loads.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it like literally in the same space, and that usually doesn't it usually move around and it's random?
There, apparently.
Yeah. Especially
Okay.
right after the other one.
Yeah.
I have questions there.
Yeah.
Mainframe is only so big. So,
Yeah, but it lands at different angles, right? And different locations.
all right, fair enough.
Right? All it needs is to the angle to be slightly off to so if it's random, the likelihood of it falling in the exact same place as another one had landed is very, very, very unlikely. If it is indeed random and not like oriented a certain way.
Mm.
Yeah.
But right, because a cube can align with another cube only every 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
When it lands. Yeah.
Geometry.
In between that. Geometry, everything in between that and it is misaligned. But anyways, for some reason I guess that's not bad news for the previous game because the other game lands and merges with the new game?
Yeah.
Like literally merges. And it loads like a dinosaur game, but like the dinosaur, like the jet that was in the air is like
A
a
pterodactyl.
pterodactyl?
Yeah. Everything merges. The games merge and everything
Even Bob.
is just...
Bob's like half caveman, half like soldier,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, kind of. It's like some like Rasta, like some silver Rasta.
Half General Hawk, half Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
we go. Fuck
There
yeah.
we go. That's actually a game I would play.
And so the user right now must be like, holy shit. This game's fucking rad. How'd this happen? And outside the game, Enzo is like following the power cord and he sees like a huge like Enzo and Frisket are in the sewers. A huge like glowing ball of energy from the wire goes to that machine that the spies were working on and it lights up.
Yep.
And it punches a hole.
Right into the ceiling.
Where through?
Let's go. Come on, move out. And there's like a binome with like a shitty stocking over his face. Like he's hiding his
And he's carrying a bag that says
God.
swag on it.
Swag
I'm
bag.
like, that guy has his priorities.
Back in the game, Megabyte is there all of a sudden. And so this is what confused me. So for the listeners, I watched this episode a few days ago. And I had messaged my two co-hosts. And I was like, I have a question about this episode. How the fuck did Megabyte get in this game? And Snidler was like, it landed on the Silicon Tour, didn't it? And I was like, no, it didn't, because I didn't think it did. And the reason why I was kind of confused about this is because, like, why haven't we seen Megabyte up to this point in the game? Like, why didn't we see him in the original game? Why is he only just there now?
I don't know.
we did see him in one game, right?
No, I mean, like, why are we only seeing him now when the game's merged?
I see.
Yeah,
Why didn't we
wasn't he
see him
combat?
in G.I. Joe?
He probably just wasn't like right where Bill, lol. See, this is Bill because he's merged, right?
Oh,
The
there you
merged game Bill. Bob, they probably just weren't near each other. The first game looked so bare bones though. There was like one building and just like barren landscape. So
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
I don't understand where Megabyte would have been.
Yeah.
But presumably he just wasn't. They weren't near each other at that point. Maybe.
And like what? And now I wonder too. Like, what happens to a virus if?
It's nullified.
Yeah. Like, can a virus be nullified?
Yeah, I did notice that too. Actually, I was just thinking about that. He can't reboot. He doesn't have an icon. He's viral.
Yeah, see, that's part of the problem I got with this. I'm gonna get into that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
A different problem, but your problem, like, oh, what happens to him? That's really interesting. We know that he has purposely gone into a game before.
Yeah.
Well, not purposely, but he was looking forward to it. If you remember, games stabilize tears.
Right.
Right.
And he was like, oh, good, I don't need Bob. Right? And then they fucked that up for him. But he kind of like took over the user and like a bunch of NPCs, and like his viral binomes had like a star base, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the user can't
Oh,
win
God,
if he's like,
that's going back. That was
yeah,
the first episode.
yeah, the user can't win if he's been being taken over. So I'm wondering why that user didn't like Alt F4 his game. He was like, holy shit, I'm rad at this. Wow, the computer took over for me, and now I'm blue.
It's a demo game. Yeah. I'm blue and I'm naked.
I'm naked and blue, and I'm fucking ripped.
Fucking Game Genie, bro.
PC Game Genie, yeah.
Game
So-
Shark, motherfucker.
But presumably, this is interesting because the viruses don't have icons, right? Like they're
Yeah,
different.
Snidler,
than
Snidler had
sprites.
said they can't reboot, so.
Yeah, they can't reboot. So, but they can interact with the game. I think it's still bad for them. What do you guys think?
I have no idea.
I don't know, because this whole game, it tries to kill Megabyte, the dinosaur.
Yeah, he's still an entity in it, right? But okay, well, I might as well like talk about this now.
Yeah.
Megabyte, for some like fucking crazy reason, even though he can presumably get destroyed and nullified as well, he tries to like sabotage Bob, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're in the game too, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he was going to try and win the game without him.
But what is it? Okay. And the
Because,
thing
like,
is,
while-
we've
while-
established when
So
you
on.
blow up or when you die in the game, as it's shown with that first game, remember a lot of the binomes and stuff were blown up, but they're restored when they win the game and the user loses, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of
right.
like in limbo. They don't actually like die. They're just removed from the game temporarily.
It's like when you die in like Unreal Tournament, but your team is still alive. You can
You're
like chase
spectating.
cam. Yeah, you chase cam, spectate them.
Yeah, so that's what I always presumed what happens to the binomes. Same thing with the one with the bumper car race level, the F1 level.
Yeah.
They end up getting blown up a lot in that one too, and they're fine afterwards. So presumably, unless viruses work differently, if Bob was taken out, I mean, they still need to win the game before the user does. So him like working against Bob is so perplexing to me. Like I don't. It's dumb, especially because he's like, "Oh no, I need help. If only there was a guardian to win the game."
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and like even if a virus can't be nullified, like losing the game, like sure, Megabyte might
The
live.
Silicon Tor would be gone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
The
like his
Stargate
entire
would be gone.
his like sector would be thrashed.
All of his viral binomes that are
Yeah.
presumably in the sector as well somewhere, but not showing themselves in the game. His tower, the Stargate, like his, like a good chunk of his like sector would be gone.
Yeah.
So like you said, even if he's fine, he why would he want that?
Yeah, it's not in his best interest for the user to win this
Such
game.
a weird, like whenever the characters, I'm noticing that as we're watching it now, episode to episode, week to week, the characters contradict their own personalities a lot to fit the plot.
Yeah.
Mhm. That is shoddy writing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But one thing that's not inconsistent is Bob being a dumbass, So we got that going for us. Oh, his
And-
grenades
and-
are
and
his
Megabyte
grenades are
being-
eggs.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Megabyte being naked.
And Megabyte being incredibly strong. Because you got...
Oh yeah.
I'm just seeing this right now where Bob's trying to push a tree over. Well done. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then Megabyte just kind of...
before that, they have some words because it's like, what? You're here. What? You're here. I should
Oh.
have known you had something to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm not happy about this either. They weren't supposed to take that much energy. So keep in mind,
why go for full burn then?
I
They were following orders.
That
That's
is
a
what
good
he.
point.
Yeah,
That's
that
a good
is.
fucking point.
Is what
They did what he told them to
requested.
do.
Well, he's pissy because, like, this is what I like to think of. It's like, oh, well, does Megabyte really care about what sectors go? Or he wants to rule mainframe, not destroy it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's why he's kind of angry at them. It's easy to get angry at someone else rather than yourself, right? And that's when we're introduced to Dino Tank.
Tyrannosaurus tank.
Tyrannosaurus Tank. Actually, really fucking cool design.
Yeah, actually. The spikes on the tail and the friggin' turret on his
Mech
head.
feet, yeah.
And he's got like jaws.
Yeah, and it keeps cutting back to the Enzo and Frisket show. And they catch the spies doing spy shit. Ocean's 11 heist.
The Adventures of Enzo and Frisket in Subterranea.
Yeah.
As they are wandering through the sewers.
Yeah. Cuts back to the game. Bob and Megabyte are running. And, man, we've talked about it already. Bob and Megabyte...
Enzo and Frisket, they look through a grate and end up seeing the viral binomes like sneaking into the archives.
Yeah.
Pulling off their heist. Yeah. So when it shows Bob and Megabyte running, that reminds me that like Bob can't actually fight Megabyte without heavy use of glitch. And all he has going for him is like running slightly faster than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that brings us to the part that Snidler was talking about. There's like a big canyon. Kind of reminds me of Beast Wars. this whole like mountainous jungle set. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and the mechanical dinosaur. But he's not in disguise very well. That one. Megabyte would kick his butt. It's time to go on the hunt. And they decide, to get across this canyon, I know for a fact I've seen Megabyte leap higher than that, farther than the canyon. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
he could just fucking like dog sprint over that.
Picked a hell of a time to be modest.
Yeah. And Bob's like, let's go push that tree over. And he starts pushing it over.
He looks a little too blue and naked to be modest to me.
Right? And Megabyte just calmly watches Bob pathetically attempt to push over this tree. And I'm like, why isn't Bob using glitch? What the fuck?
He does.
Like, why doesn't he use a saw? Yeah. He's preserving its energy. Yeah. He's trying like feebly to push over this freaking tree.
And Megabyte
looks go ahead.
Constipated.
Megabyte notices the Tyrannosaurus tank stomping toward them as
effortlessly
in a very like Jurassic Park type shot. We start to see the trees like drop as the
parting,
parting as the tank is like stomping around.
Yeah.
Megabyte looks scared for some reason, and he like casually, like effortlessly pushes Bob aside and just like gently pushes the tree over in one move. Yeah,
to create a bridge to the other side.
To be fair, Bob probably loosened it up for him. So
I'm sure.
Yeah, well, we'll save Bob's ego there.
Well, we've only seen one of them like completely stop and manhandle a hover tank with their bare hands, and it wasn't Bob. And they run across the tree, and they go, "Want to team up? Yeah!" And they high five, and everything ends up okay.
Not really.
No.
No, I get it though.
No, Megabyte pushes Bob off when they're running across.
Some Megabyte bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is some
and
megabyte bullshit.
Megabyte.
There, go on.
Megabyte gets to the other side as Bob is like hanging off the like a branch attached to this log.
Oh, Bob.
No hard feelings. And he lifts the log up and drops
Shucks
it.
to the bottom. Yeah.
Yep.
In a rat trap falling into a canyon-like moment. I
And,
swear there was something exactly like that in a Beast Wars episode.
There was, yeah.
Oh, with Dino Clone, right?
Yeah. So Bob is falling to his untimely doom when he is caught by a pterodactyl plane.
Yeah, the pterodactyl jet, which is flapping its wings,
It's wings, yeah.
and it's this guy again.
It's Algernon.
That's his name?
Yeah, Algernon and Binky. Binky's the butler.
Is Binky-
Right.
Not this
And-
time.
Crikey, Binky. I think we bought it.
Again, so?
And here he is to save the day again.
Yeah, so yeah, he's flying the pterodactyl plane, and Bob's sitting on the nose of it. I would like to point out this dude, for some reason, has a Guardian icon.
For real?
That is interesting. I did notice that.
Yeah, I just happened to pause the video.
Is Binky a veteran?
Holy shit, is he a retired Guardian? And after he retired, they called Bob in?
I say. Probably.
Eh?
Now,
Eh?
you heard it here, folks.
I'll have to go back into another episode he was in. Which one was that? Enzo the Smart? No. What episode was he in?
Funhouse. The part
He was
one.
He was in the other part 1, the other Battlefield game,
Yeah.
because he was
the
flying a
stealth
bomber.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So Funhouse Part 1. I'm gonna go back to that and see if his icon is gold.
Or
and black.
I Identity Crisis. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just call them Funhouse.
Yeah, me too. In case any listeners want to go back and
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Confusion.
back and try to figure out if his is gold in that episode too, or if this was just a mistake in this. Because if it is, it'll be interesting. What is it? His colors, it's gold and black, but like the black part's on the bottom?
The
So-
black part is on the top.
On the top, right? Everyone else's black side is on the bottom, right? The little square.
the Guardian one is black's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
okay.
It's reversed on Zero Binome here, but the colors are Guardian colors.
So the black part's in the normal part for a binome. It's just the colors that are different. Correct?
Fire being a Guardian is your
I think so.
icon flips over,
Let
but
me
it
see.
stays gold.
There are two types of binomes in this world.
Because the colors don't matter as much as like where the because we've seen like Fong's is like a yin yang, right?
Yeah.
Let me see here. The heck? Well, what's going on here? Let me look at this. Zooming in. You guys continue.
Megabyte's duking it out with Tyrannosaurus Tank,
Yeah.
and he ends up in a tar pit.
Yeah. And effortlessly, I can't talk. Effortlessly, there's the word. Starts blocking
did it.
missiles.
Oh yeah, that's.
He's just standing there with his hand up, and he's just kind of.
This is
blocking
so
them.
weird. He's doing it like feebly, almost as if like incoming like shots just delete themselves on his talons. His
Yeah.
nail.
Yeah,
It looks
And
like
he
he's
kind of
blocking
looks like
sunlight.
a cat. Just like
Yeah.
gingerly, like playfully, like effortlessly, like blocking these missiles. They're actually eggs.
Blasted
They're
metal
eggs.
creature.
I paused it, and the missiles are eggs with jets behind propelling them.
That's
Weird.
funny.
And yeah, that's a weird animation. Like he's not swatting at them angrily. He's just like, stay away. Right? Like they're not actually hitting them. They're like deleting right before they hit them. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got some kind of
As if he's
force
got
field.
like a field.
Yeah.
And then, because Megabyte's like big fucking brain in this episode, he's like, Guardian, I need your help. And it's just like, well, you threw him down a fucking cliff,
Yeah.
dumbass.
Sorry, bud. Yeah.
He
It's
didn't
not
really
like
think
you
that
knew.
through, did he?
No.
Yeah, because Bob and the pterodactyl jet are like kind of circling around this tar pit, and Bob's like, "Oh, Megabyte's in trouble. We better check it out." And the guy flying it is just like, "Really? What the fuck's wrong with you? He's a virus." And Bob's like, "Well, I can't go against my programming."
Yeah.
So they fly down, and then Megabyte's like, "Guardian, I need your help."
need your help.
Oh, so he was talking directly to Bob, not himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay. Yeah.
It's funny. Like Megabyte seems more or less just annoyed that he's being shot at while he's in quicksand.
It's tar, bro.
Because he or whatever tar, where he just kind of casually says, "Oh, meddling creature,"
Yeah.
and he's just like,
I would have let
stop this."
Megabyte like drown in tar.
Yeah,
That would have sobered him up. Because I
Yeah.
imagine you feel everything that happens to you in the game, even if the user ends up losing and you come back. Wouldn't that be weird as shit? You like die in a fiery explosion and like game over, and you like come back and you're like, well, that was terrible. I'm never going in a game again.
I'm never gonna lose again.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it too much. I presume they feel pain.
I was
I
just
know.
gonna say, like, who knows if they even feel pain at all?
Oh, they can fall apart though, and they're fine.
Yeah.
It's a kids show. Hard to say. But there's a scene here. What is it? It's like Enzo and Frisket being caught by the spies.
Yeah. One of the viral binomes, the one who has the swag bag, winks at another one.
Weird.
Yeah, it's just a thing I noticed. Swag bag guy winks at another binome, at a one binome. And Enzo and Frisket get caught, and Frisket gets tapped with one of those like stun batons and ends up in a energon cube.
Yeah, just frozen, like a green energy field.
It's like,
and I'm like,
too late for that, my son.
Too late for that.
Put him in the back of the van.
This is strange. Normally, Frisket is this like horrendous, like unstoppable force, but sometimes he's just like gingerly tapped and he's turned into an energon cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he's predictable. If you can predict where he's going to leap, you can just tap him on the nose and freeze him.
Yeah. So we're back in the game, and Megabyte is still sinking into the tar, and Bob and Pterodactyl Jet are like circling around, and Bob is like, glitch line, and he like shoots a cable into one of the gun barrels of like the minigun attached to Tyrannosaurus Tank's nose.
Oh, is that what he does?
Yeah, and then
He uses glitch line like all the time, and I can see why that's useful, I guess.
that seems like kind of a dubious thing to like hook like essentially like hook a grappling hook into, but whatever, it works for him because
And then jump towards it.
yeah, because like Bob, like Spider-Man swings like right toward the user and like hits an icon around his neck, and game over.
One shots them.
Users are very easy to beat in these games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
you'd
all
think
you
this
gotta
was
do
Dark
is-
Souls or something.
Yeah, no.
One hit and you're dead.
Yeah.
Imagine how easy the games would be for mainframe if this was like post 2010s games and it was like Dark Souls. Because the user would be like, okay, I need to come around here. There's a skeleton guard. his first attack's going to be like this kind of lunge. I'm gonna step back or whatever, and then like some weird like little shitty like kid with like a backwards hat is like alphanumeric, and like comes out of nowhere and stabs you in the back with a katana, and you're like, what the fuck? He's not in the what? I've played through this level like 9 times and I've never seen him. And you died, and then he's never there again.
You're dead. The game is over. Like the game like completely crashes to desktop afterward.
Yeah, and your capture didn't even pick it up.
Yeah.
Did you see Bob? I won. And Bob is just like chilling, catching some Z's.
Yeah, but why?
But what?
But why?
Enzo won. Something must be wrong with the game.
Or just really philosophically, why
Why
did you
though?
win the game?
Why is game?
Let's dig deeper.
What is game?
Tell me about your sister.
Is she hot?
He's like,
Yeah.
you know my
Why do you-
sister.
yeah, basically.
Hell yeah, my sister's hot. Wait, really?
Well, I think we saw that in that Talent Night episode.
You're giving Enzo a complex, okay? Their parents aren't around. She's the only like female sprite other than Mouse.
I think Enzo is giving himself a complex. His situation is giving himself a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently
this is
ABC thought it was incestuous as well. So
Really?
yeah, I was reading.
part?
I was reading in Talent Night that they didn't want Dot to kiss Enzo during her performance because
Doesn't she just kiss him on the forehead?
Yeah, they didn't want her to do that though. ABC didn't want her to do them to do that though because they thought one executive in particular thought it was incestuous.
Man,
yeah. I mean, I could
come
see it,
on.
but I
No.
wouldn't
No,
call it
I
a huge
I
screaming
can't.
deal.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
yeah.
don't see it at all. That's why I was making a joke about it.
Oh.
Shunning, like, man, okay, like so I've got an issue with the whole like family members can't show each other like affection. Like, man, when I was a little kid, like I showered with like family members and like slept in the same bed with them, and like no fucking weird ass like funny business
Yeah.
happened like that. Like, fuck off. Like there's you can be close with family, and like a kiss on the forehead. Like,
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
enough of that. It's like when
It
people
sounds like-
when people see a mom with their kid in the park, right? And she hugs and she kisses like the kid on the forehead, right? And they're like, "Oh, what a good mom." And if you're like holding, and then if there's like a dad with a daughter and he's like holding her hand and like he kisses her on the cheek or something like that, oh, look out! Is that even that person's kid? Is he a pedophile? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
times are getting strange. Like
Very, very.
it's time. Anyways, I'm with Christopher on that.
Yeah, no,
There's
funny
nothing wrong
business.
with that, and if anybody thinks
I
there's
getcha.
something wrong with that, that's their problem.
No, I was gonna say it sounds to me like ABC has some issues of their own.
Right. Well, what are they worried about? What's
What
going
are they
on there?
worried about?
Right.
Yeah.
That
I
same
couldn't even recall. I was like, "What? Really?"
that same executive is just like,
He's
yeah,
got
I'm
a daughter.
gonna need you to delete that scene from the episode, but I'm gonna need you to send me that clip.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna need the 3D models for both Enzo and the software that you use to animate them for personal reasons,
for research purposes.
for research.
Anyway,
Jesus.
so the
Anyways,
game's
rant's
over.
over.
We're
The rant is over and the game is over. I actually didn't know that. When did you find that out? That ABC had a problem with like a kid being kissed on the forehead.
I think I read about it during the holiday break.
I Weird, huh? Today I learned.
That's just such a weird thing for ABC to do. I just, I wouldn't have seen anything wrong with that. Dumb.
Smashing windows and kissing family members on the forehead.
Yeah.
It's a big no-no.
And playing,
Apparently.
and don't even fucking mention playing hockey. God damn it! We'll have none of that here.
Oh, I forgot
this-
about that.
on this wholesome children's show. No hockey.
Wait, hold on. What was that?
Did you know that, Aiden?
No, what happened?
Oh yeah, any references at all to hockey,
Even the word.
Yeah, even the word were banned by ABC.
You're kidding. Why?
I don't know.
Is it considered a violent sport?
I read about it on the ReBoot wiki a while back.
So, big sigh from Aiden.
Yeah.
Even though these are sidebars, they're rants. They're about ReBoot, so it's fine.
Yeah,
to go off on these tangents.
Oh no.
Apparently, no, I know, but the sigh was for them being. So apparently, the word itself, I guess some executives thought it could be like slang or what's the word? Like a derogatory like slang.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like look at those freaking hockey heads, or do you know what I mean? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a problem with how people might like think of it, but I'm like, I've never ever heard hockey used in a derogatory way. Have you?
As like some kind of slur
I've heard
or anything.
honky. I've heard honky, but not hockey.
25 later, so let's go back to them and tell them that. Are you sure you had the right word?
Yeah, let's track them all down. Like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Big ass fucking list of people that we just fly around the world and knock on their door.
That's just the weirdest thing ever. No, I don't think.
It's like, did you work for ABC's British Broadcast or Broadcast Standards and Practices department as a intern during the years 1994 to 1996?
If so, please contact us.
I think so. All right, toss the list aside and just like deck the guy.
What you should do is write a letter to and just leave it one word in the middle of the page, just hockey. And then just one word, just like, in Times New Roman, regular font, and just send that to them.
Oh, it's gotta be Comic
Laser Cone
Sans or
Productions.
nothing at all.
Hockey.
Comic Sans. Lowercase h, but a period at the end of the word.
Yes, exactly. Just one sentence. Hockey. And then just signed and autographed by Laser Cone Productions.
Some really terrible like photoshops of like stock images of hockey players.
Yeah.
No, clip art from Microsoft Word.
Yeah. Oh
Jeez.
Man.
Terrible. Yeah, Christopher and I have racked our heads over how that's any worse than any other sport. And yeah, like people fight in hockey, but like if you look at football, like they're literally smashing into each other. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's an American sport too.
Yeah.
Most of the NHL teams in the NHL are in the United States.
Yeah, it's true. Most of the players are from the United States.
I can't figure that one out. Maybe one of them, like, oh, my son died playing hockey. God damn it! It's got like some vendetta against it.
And
my
his
daughter
sister
was murdered by a hockey player. By a guy who played hockey in high school.
A hockey player took my daughter's virginity.
Hockey and incest. Those are the two big no-nos for ABC.
Hockey and innocent familial affection.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, that's our rant. Let's jump back into what the fuck is happening on the
Okay.
on the
Game ends.
show.
Game ends.
Yeah, Bob calls up Dot on Glitch, and she's like, shit, man, the viruses got into the archives, and he's
They
like,
stole an old gateway command?
yeah, they stole an old gateway command, and Bob's like, I better go talk to Megabyte, and she's like, but wait, Enzo and Frisket are missing. And he's like, I'm going to the tour.
Yep.
And that's where we cut to. We're in the gate room.
Stargate room.
Yeah, definitely.
We have
definitely a Stargate.
Brickfoot walks up to the guy with the pantyhose on his face.
Yeah, what's in the
He's wearing
swag
a-
bag?
He's wearing
He's
a
got-
bunny slipper.
He's got it, and it's this ruby. Looks like.
Oh, yeah, he's wearing a bunny slipper on one foot, and his other
Yeah.
foot is like it is just a brick.
It's a brick, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something in this scene which I find like perplexing. So the Frankensteinish like creature reaches in the swag bag and pulls out this like Rubicon like chip. And Megabyte, like with his hands on his hips, extends a hand and he's like, careful, the gateway command is ancient and extremely fragile. And I'm like, motherfucker, why are you sending like Brickfoot?
Why are you sending like old Shifty Foot over there and you could like swing
One of his
it and hit
arms is like twice as long and connected to his fucking head.
yeah.
And he has a brick for a foot. You're sending like the person
clumsiest-
most likely to trip and fall to grab this like extremely fragile ancient command. So weird to me. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it as an adult, the writers probably did that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
As a kid, I didn't even notice. I was like, haha, cool. And I'm like, oh, they sent the Frankenstein monster to go get it. He even like walks like he's barely able to keep his balance as he's like the gateway command is like flailing in his like long arm.
Kind of just thrown together, you know.
Well, I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
He's not fully functional. Or is he?
No.
I don't know.
Seems to be fully functioning, just not right.
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 And he doesn't trip though. And they connect it to the Stargate just fine.
Yeah, he plugs it in. It kind of looks like a. It kind of looks like a motherboard with like a ruby in the middle of it.
Yeah, some
he-
ruby thing.
Like a
And
floppy disk like stripped down or something.
It's the inside of an NES cartridge.
That's right.
There you go.
So he plugs it in to the Stargate and. And yeah, the Stargate activates.
Stargate doesn't shoot out that like giant energy thing that like erases everything in its path, unfortunately.
The event horizon.
That's it, yeah. But it does in every other aspect is basically identical to a Stargate.
It even has that like water effect. Like the portal itself even has that like water effect. The
Chrome,
Stargate
watery
does.
ripples. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Wow, fucking worked."
Ooh.
So
But it's
essentially,
kind of, like
that
phasing
gate-
in and out.
So essentially, that gateway command was basically a DHD with a pre-programmed gate address.
Yeah.
What Christopher said.
I like Stargate. Okay, I like Stargate a lot.
Oh, that's right. Because if you don't have,
If you don't know the address, you can't really
you
dial
ain't going anywhere. Yeah.
And one of the problems that was faced in the original movie and early on in the show is they didn't have Earth's DHD, dial home device, so they didn't even have a way of dialing the gate until they were able to develop a computer program to do
Right.
so.
They couldn't even activate their side. Right. Should we
And
watch that?
And then in the movie, like they thought it was just like a direct link to this planet Abydos. And then in the first episode of the show, they end up finding an entire room on Abydos, like filled with constellations and gate addresses. And they find out that there are actually thousands upon thousands of Stargates in the universe
Dun.
that you can gate to whenever you want, as long as you know the address.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of,
makes
oh, we'll
sense.
just keep randomly trying to put in an address. It's like trying to guess a 15-digit password.
Well, it's gate addresses are 7 symbols, but because of how many
Orientations they can be in, right?
yeah, because of how many symbols there are on the Stargate, I think there are like literally like millions of different combinations.
Yeah, so just plugging in them randomly isn't going to help you.
Mm-mm.
It's like trying to guess one of Christopher's passwords.
They were trying to do that for a while in the movie, just like dial random addresses, and they're like, well, this isn't working.
No. Oh, you know what? Now that you've explained all of that, I'm like, oh, right. I should rewatch that.
And I think in the movie too, one of the problems was they didn't realize that every gate address ends with the point of origin symbol, which is Earth, which is that iconic Stargate symbol that's a pyramid with a circle on top of it.
Right, it ends with your gate.
Yeah,
right,
it ends.
Right.
Yeah, it ends with the point of origin from whatever planet you're dialing from.
Right. Yeah. I think, does it hold up, the movie?
I haven't watched it in probably
decades.
No, I watched it I think last about like maybe 5 years ago.
I haven't seen it in decades.
Yes, it definitely holds up.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go check it out soon. I got 2 movies to watch now. But this
Evening
Stargate, this the fuck is going on here? Like, Megabyte's very cautious, and rightly so. Like, remember how he sent Bob into that first one, in episode 1? He does that with Enzo, but this kind of makes more sense because, like, the Stargate's flickering, right? Like, it's fading in and out. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it's time for Enzo to be the test.
I think Herr Doctor mentions to him that the gate is active, but it's highly unstable.
Now, does he want one that he can go back and forth in and move his troops and everything, or does he just physically want to get there himself?
Well, in the first episode, he had an entire army of colleagues that he was planning to take
that army,
through with the portal. Yeah.
So it's not a matter of him just running and jumping through and getting through. He wants to bring his army with him.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. That's why he needs it stable and operational for a longer time. And Enzo's going to be the test.
Well, and plus, if it doesn't work and if it's not working properly and he steps through it, he'll be deleted.
Don't want that.
Nope.
And even Enzo, he's all like, hey, wait until my sister finds out about this. And I really like that he's like, doesn't mention Bob. He's not like, oh, Bob won't let you get away with this. He's like, wait until my sister finds out. And I'm like, the truly dangerous one of Mainframe.
Yeah.
We know who wears the pantsuit in that relationship.
In what relationship?
Bob and Dot.
Well, yeah. That's why they butt heads, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I like that he pulls out a Bob's on the top of the tower, and he pulls out like a pirate, like spyglass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, just fly down there. Why do you need to look first? You have to they have to stop Megabyte anyway. But he spends all his time looking through
you don't necessarily want to just like run into a hostile situation unprepared, right?
You mean like Bob does all the time?
Fair.
Yeah, to be fair, he's playing it safe this time.
And Enzo disappears through the portal.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like, dude, bro, Megabyte, you need to close that giant hole in the ceiling. How many times have like the gang like gone like in and out of that?
It must let in a horrible draft, you know.
Like a half dozen times.
Yeah, why is that thing even there anyway?
Well, before he's extended various like doomsday devices out of it, right? Like the magnet, and
True.
he
And
had cranes and
we've
stuff coming out of it.
We've seen it close before, haven't we? Like, we've seen it shut, because we've seen the roof of the Tor open up before, haven't we?
Yeah, and it had like a gold ball or something blocking it at one point, didn't it?
Really?
Yeah, remember it? Like there was an explosion one time, and it comically shot its top off, like some gold. Oh, it was a disc. Yeah, that was the lid.
Yeah.
It was like a
Oh,
gold
maybe they
disc.
never got the lid back.
Yeah.
I am totally blanking on this.
I'm sure that there was one time. Remember when Hack and Slash, in the episode with the bombs? You didn't watch this with us. They come back and they're like, "Oh, we tried to give it to Hexadecimal Boss, but she said, yeah, she already had one. And so they brought the bomb back, and he's like,
right, yeah.
Oh.
and then the bomb blows up, and the Silicon Tor like comically like goes wide, and then like shoots fire out of the top. And the top of the Silicon Tor is like a gold disc or something like that, and it like crashes back down and lands on the top.
Oh, interesting. They never replaced it.
And that's just a theory, but yeah, maybe they just never. Maybe it's broken, and forever since the top has just been open to Bob coming in to stop him.
Interesting.
Letting out all the heat and racking up the electricity
Surprised I
bill.
remembered that. Letting out all the heat. Does anyone else feel a draft? No, just me.
Because you're a naked blue guy.
We're not paying to heat the neighborhood, Hack and Slash. Anyway, speaking of Hack and Slash, Megabyte tells a bunch of his viral binomes to deal with Bob, and they go over with like those stun rods, and Bob is like, glitch, whatever, and he gets this tiny little green shield.
The tiniest like square green shield that only covers his like forearm.
And he's like somehow deflecting all of their like stun rods with this. With ease. And one of them, he just straight up like grabs the stun rod and then drops it out of his hand and then drops it.
Yeah, like effortlessly. It reminds me of when he was fighting the binomes on the saucy mare, and he just like effortlessly like took down like 8 of them.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's really pathetic. they can't even hit him. It even shows him like twirling one around.
There he
Shortly
goes.
after that, like twirling him around and throwing him.
Yeah.
And this is so painful for me. Like Hack and Slash have let him down before.
Yes, what Hack and Slash do here.
Oh my god, this is painful.
Yeah, so Megabyte is like, Hack Slash, seize him or do
Stop
something
Bob,
or something.
yeah.
Stop Bob. Yeah, do something.
And they're like, you heard the boss. So did you. And they
You do something. No, you do something. Grab the portal. Grab the portal.
Okay,
and I'm
I'll
like,
grab the
what?
portal. Which way? And I'm like, can you fucking not? And they are bickering back and forth with each other.
Yeah, so
they picked it up. By the way, it's disconnected from the energy source too.
They grab the portal and lift it up into the air because they're flying.
Into the air. Yeah,
And I'm
Megabyte
like,
looks up in horror and he's like, what are you doing?
What? And I'm like, what the fuck is their plan here?
How is that stopping also? Oh man, you need to fire these guys. I've told you that. Aiden has always been like, oh yeah, but you need muscle. I think Hack and Slash have stopped Megabyte's plans more often than Bob has at this point.
Yeah, so they
fools.
Yeah, so they fly up into the air with the portal and
still active somehow.
Still active, and one of them's like, which way? And the other's like, that way, or something like that.
And they see Bob and they're like, let's get out of here.
They
and
both
they get
yell,
scared.
let's get out of here. And
they
disconnect.
They angle the portal and are like, let's get out of here. and Bob flies right into the portal, and then they pull the Stargate apart.
Presumably trapping Bob and Enzo in the supercomputer. But when they pull the Stargate apart, it comes apart in two halves.
Yeah.
The portal starts spinning, and it keeps its roughly like circular shape, and it like falls like a mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a piece of paper. Like
it's tumbling to the
falling.
ground.
Yeah.
And Megabyte looks on probably in like disbelief and horror. His face is like he can't even fathom what the fuck is happening, and he yells, "My portal!" as he watches it, and it lands
onto the ground,
and it splashes upwards. Like it's weird. It kind of like keeps its form like Mercury and splashes upwards, and on its down splash, it shatters with all this energy and like pieces of glass. And just as it's shattering, it shows Enzo and Bob fly out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like static like everywhere.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine how
that's like you said, like Hack and Slash have like let Megabyte down before, but this is the first time they have like actually fucked his plan.
Yeah.
Like Bob wasn't even trying to disconnect the Stargate.
No, he was just trying to get Enzo back. Like I don't understand.
If they had not even been there, that would have went 1,000 times more smoothly for Megabyte.
Yeah.
And I like how the whole time Megabyte's standing there with his hands on his hips, and I'm like, you're 1,000 times more competent than them. How about you say, Hack Slash, you guard the Stargate and don't fucking touch it. I'll deal with Bob.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Megabyte learned his fucking lesson with this one, and he scraps them. I'm sure we'll never see them again, right? Yeah, well, anyways, as like Megabyte is fucking stunned and flabbergasted, Enzo and Bob have a moment, and Enzo kind of like looks like starry-eyed, and he's like,
well, he goes cross-eyed.
He's like, I saw it. I saw the supercomputer.
And then he shakes his head, and his eyes like go uncrossed, and Bob just like kind of smiles, and Dot is like, guys. And
she's captured.
She's captured by Hack and or Slash and Lieutenant Chauncey.
Oh yeah, he's there too.
Yeah, he's there.
He's like, and I'm here too.
And Bob looks at Megabyte and is just like, you owe me. And I actually kind of dig this because Megabyte is like, let them go.
He's honorable that way.
He's honorable.
And Chauncey is like, but sir, I said let them go.
Sounds like a 50-year-old.
And and all three of them. Hey, what? You want a blowy? Are we gonna do this or not?
Going more 4 hours later, but.
Oh, okay. Were you? I thought he sounded like this.
I don't know. All right.
You remind me of like a
get out here. We're on.
I think Al's getting the hang of the furnace.
You remind me of a character from like Simpsons or some other like Matt Groening like thing of, or maybe Family Guy, some sort of like old like smoker cough like lady of the night. I don't know why.
What do you want? You want a Cleveland steamer?
There you go. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but that's like spot on for like a character like that. You want a Detroit smash, a Cleveland steamer, a Texas Roadhouse. That's all I got. I just made those.
A flying moonsault. A spinning back kick. A DDT.
You want a petrified seagull?
You want to smoke some DDT?
A stone cold stunner. The sharpshooter. By
to
God,
put you in
he's
it.
locked in the sharpshooter.
By
Is he gonna
God!
tap? Is he gonna tap? Oh, he's tapping. He's tapping. Bret Hart is making Stone Cold tap from the sharpshooter.
You want a sharpshooter? A second breakfast? 11 Z's?
A second breakfast.
Oh God. Oh man.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, I'm haggard.
Oh, I could really go for some Greek action right now.
Stop Zoom.
You know what's really funny about that is in sex work ads, if they say Greek, if the sex worker says they do Greek, it means they do anal sex.
Oh, yeah.
Today I learned.
I forgot that.
So what you're saying is what I said wasn't actually that far off.
That's actually
Exactly,
pretty
yeah.
good. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Greek action.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
so
don't remember what I said.
so I like how honorable Megabyte is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mob boss, right?
He's a
Like
man of his word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he lets them go, they zip away.
And to
And
be
Meg-
fair, they didn't stop him. Like I feel like he's internalizing and like keeping it calm right now, but like
Yeah.
there's like an infinite well of rage that's about to like
He
erupt out of him.
obviously spent a lot of time, money, and energy making this portal, and in front of him, his henchmen drop it, and it shatters into a million pieces.
for no
And
fucking
so-
reason.
And yet still
Nothing to
are
do with it.
employed, and they're holding Dot as if that is that will make everything better. for them.
That's the consolation prize.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like the new goal had become stop Bob rather than, you know,
Stop Dot.
full domination.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like Dot, Bob, and Enzo were literally doing nothing.
Mm.
And they were like, "You heard the boss. We have to stop Bob." And they completely forget about every like they can only run one task at a time.
So they grab the portal.
I
Because
What were-
reasons.
let's say they were competent, right? And they didn't
Stop
pull it
him.
apart. How would
See
grabbing
him.
the portal have stopped Bob?
I don't know, because Bob still got into the portal.
Well,
Well,
they
really,
lifted it into the air for him.
And they angled it and everything. And Bob wanted to go through the portal because he wanted to save Enzo.
I think
They just
I
helped
think
him.
Hack and Slash
And then
are
destroyed the
doubles.
portal
They're
afterward.
double
They helped
agents.
Bob and fucked over Megabyte. Like,
Maybe
what are they
they're
doing?
maybe they're the
Yeah.
heroes mainframe needs.
Oh man.
Just two evil guys that literally don't know how to do evil.
What if they're actually like secretly like always sabotaging Megabyte? Huh?
They're actually like
Yeah.
masterminds.
Well,
So yeah,
gonna write a
Bob,
paper on
Dot, and Enzo zip away, and Megabyte very ominously is like, "Now we are even, Bob. Now we are even." And if I'm not mistaken, that's the episode.
Circle wipe and
Nicholas
credits.
Kendall, directed by Nicholas Kendall. Kendall.
So
some
that's
asshole. No offense
So,
to
yeah.
that fine person.
so that's when games collide.
Yep. We
Uh-huh.
on alphanumeric, we rate episodes on the alphanumeric scale, which ranges from this is bad, very bad, to I don't think so, to that was easy enough, to alphanumeric,
Yes.
4-point scale.
Mhm.
Snidler, what do you rate this episode?
Well, honestly, it wasn't my worst. It wasn't my least favorite, and it wasn't my absolute favorite because excitement still happened. I liked the games. I liked how it all came out. Especially the dinosaur with the gun for a head. It was And any episode that features Algernon, the
retired guardian.
Yes, the retired guardian / British airman. Oh yeah, any episode with him in it is
his little cameos.
Pretty worth it.
We've only seen him in games, correct?
So far, yeah.
And he's always like flying something, like trying to win the game.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's a pilot. A British airman.
He served on His Majesty's Royal Air Force.
Yes.
Yes. So sorry, Snidler, you cut out when you actually said what your rating was.
Oh, it was that was.
And you cut out again.
That was easy. I cut out again.
Yeah.
How did I cut out again? That was easy enough. Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, because it wasn't my absolute favorite, and it wasn't horrible. So I enjoyed watching it. Yeah.
Cal, what'd you think?
What are the two middle of the road ones again? That was easy enough, and
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was easy enough. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a that was easy enough. It well, what's keeping that from being really good? It's a whole lot of everything. Like, I don't have a problem with hack and slash being idiots, but I would have liked to have seen him be at Megabyte be like hack slash. And
I'm
look
sure
at each other and like run away. I'm sure that happened off screen.
We cut to credits as soon as our heroes left. I'm sure immediately afterward, Megabyte just like beat the living shit out of them.
Good thing they could fall apart.
I wonder.
Yeah. I too am giving it that was easy enough. It's a pretty middle of the road episode. It was fine. By sheer default, it is the best episode of season 2 thus far.
Yeah.
Which is a spectacularly low bar at this point to meet, but this episode does.
Anything after high code for me is uphill. So, yeah.
Not an overly remarkable episode, but not a bad episode either. It was.
This is what you get when games collide. That's my.
This is what it sounds like when games collide.
Oh, we went in two different directions.
Yeah, we did. All right, enough.
I'm sure I definitely prefer the Prince over Power Man 5000, but I appreciate both references.
Wow. Well, Christopher got both of those. Good job. I was like, nobody get when
knows. Games collide. Are you ready to go?
I cannot believe you knew what I was talking about. What I was referencing. Holy shit.
I used to have that CD when I was younger.
Me too. Wow. I was like, oh man, no one's going to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Despite having their CD, the only two songs I remember is that one and Bombshell. Get up, get up, drop the bombshell.
Yeah.
Get up, this is out of control.
I only know that because of...
Listeners, I'm aware that I'm a terrible singer. It's not my trade, so...
That's why we have Snidler.
Yeah, I guess.
Exactly. I can death growl, that's about it. Nice. I can do harsh vocals, but I can't actually sing.
I can do country with my country voice. That's about it.
As you're walking that country road.
Yeah, if you ever
West Virginia.
If you ever actually want to hear me sing, it's the John Patch songs, and yeah.
I can also do I can also make fun of Creed. Pretty pretty effectively. But I'm not going to prove that on the podcast because we're running out of time.
I know a lot of Creed songs. It's sad, but I I could. I know a lot of Creed songs. I was into Creed. I'm sorry.
Won't lie, I liked some of their stuff.
Good. We're all being honest with each other.
We're in a safe space. This is,
with arms wide open.
What's the
Taking me higher.
yeah.
Can you turn? Yeah.
Can you take me higher to a place with golden streets? Okay, I've had enough of that.
10 out of 10. It's so fun to just. It's just so fun.
So that is
soundtrack for like a Disney movie. No, what was it? Titan AE? Yeah, right.
I never
No?
saw
Yeah.
that. I never saw Titan AE.
Power Man 5000. Who's the singer? Spider One.
Spider-
Isn't that like
Spider,
the
yeah.
brother of?
Rob Zombie. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the younger
Ah.
brother of Rob Zombie.
In case anybody's wondering.
So that has been the third episode of the second season of Reboot, When
Yes.
Games Collide. If you want to support us, check out our website, www.alphanumericpodcast.ca, where you can find embedded players of every episode of this show, as well as a bunch of social media links. If you want to send us an email, do that at alphanumericpodcast or alphanumericpod@outlook.com. Check us out on YouTube by searching either for Alphanumeric, a Reboot podcast, or you can find the channel at Lasercomb Productions, LAZORCOMB.
It's like a comb that's made out of lasers.
Lasers,
Or
even.
laser, like I'm a fire
Lasers.
and my laser.
It's true. Lasers in the movies are usually bad news. We'll be
Lasers are
back.
always bad news.
We'll be. If you watch the video that I've mentioned in the past, you'll know what that.
You said pasta. Sorry.
I said past space UH.
I couldn't resist. Sorry, go on.
Emphasis, damn it.
What for?
We'll be back next week with the fourth episode of the second season of Reboot, Bad Bob. I've already watched this episode and I'm fucking hyped because this one's
love
good.
This episode coming up. Okay.
I don't remember this one. I'll have to check it out and let you guys know.
Pasta.
Mad Max Fury mainframe.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's pretty sweet.
Yep. It definitely holds up too.
Oh yeah.
So, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to drop the
God.
bombshell.
Because I'm ready to go.
Dropping a bombshell sounds like going number 2.
Well, maybe that's what I was talking about. Find out next week on Alphanumeric. I've been one of your
What
hosts,
you gonna
Christopher
do?
Siege.
Baby. Sorry, I was doing more Power Band 5000.
I am another host of the show, AP.
Is that a pause for dramatic effect, or is that just
Yes.
on my end?
I think it's your turn.
It is.
Oh,
your turn.
I didn't hear you. My headset must have cut out. I just
I
heard.
heard
I'm
Chris.
your other host, AP. And I was like, oh shit, here it comes.
AT-ATs.
AT.
AT&T wireless.
Oh, sorry, did my name actually cut out?
On my end, it did.
Oh, okay. I'll try it again. I am your other host, AP Snidler.
And I
This
am
is
the
all-
otherest host. Oh, god damn it.
This is all staying in the episode, by the way. I'm not editing
That's
this
good.
shit.
I'm your third host, NeoCal.
And until next week, game over.
Stay frosty.
Are you ready to go? 'Cause I'm ready to go. What you gonna do, baby?
Alrighty.
Hey, Aiden, do you know what a butt for is? A butt for.
No.
You don't know what a but for is.
I feel like I'm walking into something.
Well, come on, help me out here. Yes, and
Yes.
improv. What's a but for, Cal?
What's
For
a
pooping,
what is a butt for? That's funny.
Well, it's funny if you're 9 years old in 1994 watching this show.
Pasta.
It's weird that was that funny too.
I had no idea it would get the response that it did.
Pastafarian.
Sometimes you just gotta say it.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
That is true.
Anyway, see you later, listeners. I'm going to go eat pasta.
Bye-bye.
Me too. Bye.